AITA, for refusing to give preferential treatment to a famous rap group. I work at a 24-hour diner. But since we are right down the street from our university town's party district, by far the most lucrative hours are between about midnight and 7 a.m. with a real peak between 2 and 4 a.m. Students and clubgoers have eaten at our restaurant for 60 years, and up until recently it was owned by the same family. I worked for both the old family and the new owner, and things have changed dramatically. The old family's basic rule was every single customer gets treated equally. For example, we get a 30-minute wait list every Thursday and Saturday, and old owners were somewhat famous for making a presidential candidate who was wanting to dine with our team's football coach wait over an hour for his table. New owner is a little bit more social media savvy, and he LL'd in our city's famous Instagrammers, members of the football and basketball team, his friends, etc. But Hayes never formally revoked the everyone gets treated equally rule because most of our customers love it. So Saturday night I was working the host section and working as manager. At about 1 a.m., we had a 45-minute wait list in kitchen. Bussing and waitstaff were all busting our asses to get people in and out. All of a sudden, an entire entourage was standing in the front of the line, just acting like entire self-entitled douchebags. It created a minor stir in the restaurant, as I guess these guys are famous enough to get noticed. But it wasn't anything like an A-lister like Drake or Cardi B popped in. The manager of this group came up to me and said they'd like to be sat. I told them we had a wait list, and it asked the policy that there's no special treatment. The manager pulled the "do you know who we are and what we can do for you" line, and I told him he could see by the people that were in line out into the parking lot in January that we really didn't need any help, and I'd be happy to put their name on the list. Then the star of the group came up to talk to me, and he was just a total obnoxious piece of shit, telling me that he would put me on Instagram. In a bad way, duda, and that he and his crew were hungry. I told him I did take his name and call him when his spot came up. He basically said as loud as he could, "Fuck this shit, we're going to Denny's," and then left without causing any more trouble. I had to ask another person who he actually was to find his Instagram to see if he blasted us, but so far nothing. So I got off shift at 8 a.m. the next morning, and by 10 my boss was blowing up my phone, asking me how ID made such a horrendous mistake, and basically furious because ID blown so much free publicity by not letting this group get preferential treatment at his restaurant. I told him about the policy, and he told me, and I quote, "That policy was fucking stupid, and you re-f stupid if you think we still enforcing it. Use your F brain." I calmly asked if he'd put it in writing because those of us who'd been around for a few years were very used to the old way, and he told me, paraphrasing, it would be a public relations nightmare to officially change something like that, so he relied on his managers to not be idiots every once in a while. He didn't fire me, which is good because I really need the job, but MF pissed that he talked to me like that. But worried I could have just been a little more flexible and avoided the whole situation. So am I a da here?